Sometimes the most charming people hide dark secrets. Stick with me as we dive into the 15 scary signs you're facing a real-life psychopath. Ready for some eye-opening revelations? Sign 1. Superficial charm. One of the most defining characteristics of a psychopath is their superficial charm. To the untrained eye, this charm is often mistaken for genuine charisma. Psychopaths are usually great conversationalists, giving compliments that feel personalized and maintaining intense eye contact, as if you're the only person in the room. But be wary, their charm is typically a means to an end. Psychopaths use it to manipulate those around them, to gain trust, and to navigate social situations seamlessly. What's eerily remarkable is how they switch it on and off. One minute they're the life of the party, and the next they're cold, distant, or even aggressive. This abrupt switch often leaves those around them in confusion and doubt, questioning if the charming person was ever real. Sign 2. Lack of genuine emotion. At their core, psychopaths lack genuine emotion. This void often manifests as an inability to form deep emotional connections with others. They might act out of emotions, having learned to mimic them from observing those around them, but these displays are typically hollow. This absence of genuine feelings becomes glaringly evident in situations of emotional weight. For instance, they might attend a funeral and offer condolences, but their words lack depth or sincerity. Their reactions to traumatic or emotional news can be shockingly out of place, laughing at a tragic story or appearing bored during someone's heartfelt confession. The inability to genuinely connect with emotions makes them unpredictable and sometimes dangerous. Sign 3. Impulsivity and risk-taking. An innate characteristic that often sets psychopaths apart is their impulsive nature. They might spontaneously decide to embark on a costly trip, engage in risky behaviors, or even indulge in illegal activities without thinking of the consequences. While a love of adventure isn't inherently bad, psychopaths take it to the extreme, often endangering themselves or others in the process. Their risk-taking stems from a combination of boredom, a desire for stimulation, and an underlying belief that rules or social norms don't apply to them. To others, it may appear as though they're living on the edge or seeking adrenaline rushes, but in reality, it's an unquenchable thirst for novelty and a lack of forethought. Sign 4. Pathological lying. A psychopath's relationship with the truth is, at best, tenuous. They lie effortlessly even when there's no clear reason to do so. These aren't white lies either. Psychopaths weave intricate tales, often painting themselves as the hero, victim, or innocent bystander. Their lies can be incredibly detailed, making them hard to debunk. But why do they lie? Sometimes it's for personal gain or manipulation. Other times, it's seemingly for the thrill of deceit itself. Over time, these lies build upon one another, creating a web of deception that can entrap those around them. Recognizing their propensity for deceit is crucial because beneath one lie often lies another, more sinister tale. Sign 5. Lack of remorse. One of the most chilling aspects of psychopaths is their distinct lack of remorse. Where most people would feel guilt or regret after causing harm, a psychopath remains unfazed. This isn't to say they don't recognize when they've hurt someone, they often do. However, they view these actions without the moral weight that typically accompanies them. This lack of conscience enables them to commit acts, big and small, without the nagging feeling of guilt. When confronted about their actions, they might offer a nonchalant apology or shift blame, ensuring they're never at fault. Understanding this inherent lack of remorse is key to recognizing their true nature. Sign 6. Manipulative nature. A psychopath's toolkit isn't complete without manipulation. Their charm, lies, and lack of genuine emotion often converge into a singular goal: manipulating those around them. Whether it's for personal gain, entertainment, or control, they've honed their skills to influence situations and people masterfully. They're adept at spotting individual vulnerabilities and won't hesitate to exploit them. Tactics might include gaslighting, where they make someone doubt their reality, playing the victim to garner sympathy, or pitting friends or colleagues against each other. Over time, these manipulations can erode trust, destroy relationships, and leave lasting psychological scars on their targets. Sign 7. Superficial relationships. While a psychopath might seem socially adept, their relationships usually lack depth. They often view people as tools or means to an end, rather than as individuals with feelings and desires. This utilitarian approach to relationships means they can quickly form connections, but just as swiftly sever them once they've served their purpose. Partners or friends of psychopaths often feel used, reporting a sense of being part of a performance rather than a genuine relationship. Their superficiality also extends to their romantic endeavors. They might pursue intense, short-lived relationships driven by passion and drama, only to end them abruptly when the thrill fades. Sign 8. A grandiose sense of self. At the heart of many psychopaths is a grandiose sense of self-worth. They perceive themselves as superior, often viewing others with disdain or as mere objects to be used. This isn't just confidence. It's a deeply entrenched belief in their own exceptionalism. They feel entitled to special treatment, believing that rules or social norms shouldn't apply to them. This grandiosity is evident in their behavior and interactions. They might name drop, flaunt their achievements, or belittle those they perceive as inferior. Being aware of this grandiose self-view can offer a clearer lens through which to interpret their actions and behaviors. Sign number 9, lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is notably absent in psychopaths. They struggle to relate to other people's emotions and experiences. This doesn't mean they can't recognize emotions. In fact, they're often astute at reading people. However, they don't feel the same as others. A psychopath might witness someone's pain or distress and respond with indifference or even amusement. This lack of empathy underpins many of their other behaviors, from manipulation to their incapacity for genuine relationships. Their emotional blindness makes them exceptionally adept at causing harm without any inner conflict. Sign 10, Pro Ness to boredom. Psychopaths have an unusually high threshold for stimulation and an aversion to boredom. This constant need for excitement and novelty drives them to seek intense experiences, often without considering the consequences. Their pursuits might range from thrill-seeking activities like extreme sports or reckless driving, to more destructive behavior such as engaging in illicit activities or creating drama in their interpersonal relationships. This constant desire for stimulation can make them restless, always on the lookout for the next adventure or conquest, and often leads to a life marked by instability. Sign 11, Parasitic lifestyle. Many psychopaths lead a parasitic lifestyle, relying on others for financial, emotional, or physical resources. They might live off a partner's income, mooch off friends, or manipulate family members into providing for them. This behavior is driven by both a sense of entitlement and a reluctance to adhere to societal norms or responsibilities. By manipulating the generosity or affection of others, they can maintain a lifestyle beyond their means or simply avoid the responsibilities that most people shoulder, like working or paying bills. Sign 12, short-term relationships. While they can initially appear charming and attentive, psychopaths rarely sustain long-term relationships. Their relationships are often described as intense but short-lived. Partners might feel like they're on a whirlwind romance, only to be discarded once the psychopath loses interest. Their inability to form genuine emotional connections, combined with their manipulative and deceitful behaviors, makes enduring relationships challenging. Previous partners often describe a cycle of idealization, where they were placed on a pedestal, followed by devaluation and eventually discard. Sign 13, criminal versatility. Psychopaths often exhibit a wide range of antisocial behaviors and may engage in various types of crimes. They're not bound by a single modus operandi, and their criminal activities can span from fraud and deceit to more violent crimes. Their lack of remorse combined with their impulsivity can make them particularly dangerous. What's more, their ability to lie convincingly and charm those around them often makes it challenging to pinpoint their activities or hold them accountable. They adapt, learning from past mistakes and refining their tactics, making them elusive and often unrepentant offenders. Sign 14, shallow affect. A psychopath's emotional experience is often described as shallow. While they can mimic a wide range of emotions, their genuine emotional experiences are fleeting and lack depth. This shallow affect can be seen in their responses to events that would typically provoke profound emotional reactions in others. For example, they might respond to tragic news with indifference or react to joyful events with muted enthusiasm. This emotional flatness can be unsettling, as it's in stark contrast to the depth and range of emotions that most people experience. Sign 15, failure to accept responsibility. Psychopaths rarely, if ever, accept responsibility for their actions, especially if they result in negative outcomes. Instead, they're experts at deflecting blame, pointing fingers, or crafting narratives where they're the innocent party or even the victim. This failure to take responsibility isn't merely a defense mechanism, it's a deeply rooted inability to recognize their faults. Even when faced with undeniable evidence of their wrongdoings, they'll twist the narrative, reinterpret facts, or outright deny their involvement. This trait can be especially frustrating for those seeking accountability or justice. You've unlocked the secrets to identifying a psychopath. Expand your psychological toolkit even further. Watch Emotional Manipulation Exposed or 7 Habits We Often Overlook as Toxic. Thank you for joining us. Your engagement keeps us going, so please leave a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe for more insights.